of all, can we check the injury news, please? Adam Lallana, Emre Can, and Joel Matip. How are they? Where are they at?
Yeah, Joel probably is out for the rest of the season. There's no doubt about that. Very serious, of course. Didn't still know why 100%. Watch it back in the game when it happened. He felt something, but didn't think it's so serious. He could carry on, and now, yeah, it looks like it needs at least further assessment and maybe a surgery. We'll see, but should be back for start of the preseason again. That's the good news. Adam, we have to see. So it's a hamstring injury. Could have been worse, but it's worse enough, of course, or bad enough. And that means he's, yeah, of course, not available for that game and for the next weeks. But don't want to finish the season now, to be honest. For him, it's still a few weeks to go. There's a chance that he could be back in that season. Emre, it will at least be very, very close for tomorrow. Same thing, he has a session today with the rehab coach, and then we will see, but it doesn't look too good. So that's it. Joe Gomez, of course, not involved. Like Ragnar Klavan, not involved, and Ben Woodburn, not. Did I forget somebody? No? I got them all. Okay, that's it. If there's a centre half in the room, I'm open for talks.
At the weekend, Pep Guardiola effectively said it's not a necessity for them to beat Manchester United the following weekend. This is a bigger match for them. Can you take the same view, given how far Chelsea are away from the top four, or given how close second, third, fourth are in the Premier League?
I think it's a big difference. I think Man City is already champion without being already champion. So we are not in the Champions League for next year, and it's not only about going in the qualifying for the Champions League. That's the most important thing, of course. But as long as we can be second at the end of the season or whatever, I think it's our duty to fight for that as well. So it's completely different. I have no clue about how big Man City against Man United is. I don't care too much, to be honest. But Liverpool, Everton, or Everton, Liverpool is a big one. I would love to prepare a game like Everton for a full week, being completely focused on that, stuff like that. But we have only 2 days to prepare it, but that's the job to do. So don't think about that in the moment too much. But of course, it's an important one for us as well. So I cannot say the same thing like Pep.
When you go into a game like this, what do you take from that 4-3 victory here against Manchester City in the Premier League earlier this season?
Not too much, only because it's what we did in the season in our good games was what we did in the game against Man City. Only maybe on a slightly higher level, more consequence in all the things. But that's what we have to do again. But it's we had other games was not similar, but. We had to do similar things for sure, and so we need to be at our best. And in a few moments against City, we were at our best. But we will not only show in the video analyze not only situations from the game against Man City. So we have to. We know what we have to do at the end. We will know that, but it's about doing it. It's about doing it with 100%, or if possible more. That's it. It's a big game against. One of the best teams in Europe, if not the best team in Europe in the moment. So, and that's nice, to be honest. It's we are not coincidentally in the quarterfinals. We qualified for that, so we are there. And yes, we beat Man City here a few months ago. But we knew before the game that it's possible. It's only unbelievably difficult to do it. And so now we know again it's possible, and we know it's difficult again. That's all. And it's a specific part difficult, like if you play Barcelona or something like that. If you have a home game and it's hoping of a clean sheet against Man City doesn't make too much sense. It's not. It is a way to defend them 95 minutes, 100%, that they will not have a shot on target or something like that. You can ignore that immediately. You need to be ready to deal with situations like that. You need a fantastic goalkeeper. You need a fantastic defense. You need a fantastic organization, and you need the balls to use the space they give you. So that's it. We have to dig in 100%, but in all parts, in both parts, defensively and offensively, because they are, of course, because the pitch is too big to organize it perfectly for them as well. You cannot avoid everything, and with our skills we can cause them problems, that's clear, and they have the same chance, and that makes the game so interesting. So it's nothing decided before the final whistle is always true in this game, especially. That's it.
Okay, we're going to go Simon PLP, then David from the BBC, and then open it up to some of the overseas broadcasters. Simon first, if that's okay.
Yeah, just to go back to Joel then, have you managed to speak to him? How is he, and how big a blow is it to you as well?
It's a big blow, of course. It's not about it's Joel, and he's a very good player, and we need him, and we spoke about that a few times. We need all the boys until the rest of the season. Now already one is out, that's or two are out for more or less the rest of the season. That's not cool. But Joel took it. Like, he was surprised. He didn't think it will be that serious. Nobody thought that until we had a scan. Showed it to different people, and they all agreed. So yes, that's the case. And yeah, but he's already the recovery, if you want, started already. Now we organize all the next steps, and then he will be back one time. But if you then in the same moment miss Ragnar, which is not serious, but serious enough to be a big doubt for tomorrow. He had a good session today, but it's. You have no chance to take the risk or whatever. They're coming. A lot more games are coming, and the season is not finished. So we need to be sensible in these situations and doing the right thing. That makes no better. And if Joe Gomez not in, not sure, 2-3 weeks maybe, and then starting lineup, as long as nothing else happens, is completely fine. I'm completely fine with that. It costs us a few. Options to change, obviously. So whoever is a centre half here will not start. So only that's clear. But on the bench, probably I have space. So that's it. It's not. That's how it always is. The moment when you get the information is not really cool, but then you start dealing with it, and then now it's already done. We have to cope with it now.
And as far as the pre-match build-up is concerned, we've seen famous European nights before in terms of the greeting that both your bus and Manchester City bus might get. What difference does that actually make? You know, when the fans line the roads, what difference does it make to you and potentially the opposition?
No clue what it's doing to the opposition, to be honest. No idea. For us, it's wonderful. It's great. It shows everything. It shows the passion. And as long that all is in a, I don't know, happens in a legal way, I'm completely fine with it. I like it, but I'm not the guy who organized it or whatever. I have nothing to do with that. But for the team, it is actually and it's the welcome for my team. It's brilliant.
Okay, David, BBC.
Jurgen, you talk about Manchester City being one of the best, if not the best team in Europe at the moment. Can you explain how big a task that is then for your team, and how highly it would rank for this club, and what it would mean if you were able to get past them?
It's just a big job to do. That's how it is. But we wanted to come in this, to go in this competition as far as possible, and it was clear that you will, at one point, we will face the best teams in the world. So that's how it is. And it was no easy game, no easy opponent for that stage. They were all difficult to play, and now we have Man City, and they are quite a special team, to be honest. That's the truth, and will be very deserved, absolutely deserved, champion of the Premier League. So I'm fine with that. But in football, it's not about being the best or something like that. It's about being perfectly prepared for the next game and to do your best. And it's not about yesterday, it's about tomorrow. It's about the moment and stuff like that. So how's that? it's not about, it's not interested. You know, I'm not interested. It's clear. But City, with the things they have they've reached already this season and things, so the confidence is probably on outstanding high level. So that's okay. But we always said we are not in a bad moment. We're in a good moment as well. But would it be right to sit here and say, yeah, City at Anfield, they have no chance? That's not true. They have a chance in there, but because they can win wherever they go. But we can win football games as well, and that's the only thing I'm interested. And I like the difficult tasks. I like the difficult jobs because it's the most interesting. It's for a manager the most interesting. What to do in this or this moment, and prepare your boys as good as possible from the mental side and from the physical side, and then let's go. Nothing can happen. The worst thing that can happen, you lose a football game. So there are more difficult things to get than that. It's a big opportunity, and we try everything to make it happen. That's it.
Of course, you've got a better record than any other manager in Europe against Pep Guardiola. So do you come into the game quite confident, and with the fans and the city behind you and the way your team are playing? I never beat Pep Guardiola. Was always my team, so I was lucky with having them and doing what they did. Yes, and if we can give a little bit of advice, then we do it. That's clear. But the record is not important. I think Pep is not worried about that record, and I'm not proud of it or happy about it. It's not important. It's only I knew before that things like this are possible. That's why I love that game so much, because it's possible. It's not if you can beat the best, it's enough for that day. Beat the best is really difficult to become, but if you can beat the best, it's enough for the day. And I think we can beat the best, but only if we work really hard and smart. And just one final question on the atmosphere also. Would you say this is the biggest game since you took charge of Liverpool?
That depends to the game. Cannot say that now, but it depends to the game. But
in terms of what it means for the city and the fans and the whole atmosphere around it?
I don't think that's me to judge about that. It's only very important, and because I take all games with 100%, I don't make the difference. So that's the only thing. If you prepare a game like the games against City or Tottenham, for example, it's always really exciting, because you have to be 100% concentrated, but there will be this or this little gap, and if you can do that, then it's just different. So I like it a lot, but at the end, is it bigger or not? That depends, I would say, to the result. At the end, it's not the importance is big, but Champions League is at the end one team will be happy. All the rest, all the other teams which had good moments in the Champions League will be disappointed because they went out in the semis or lose the final or in the quarters or in the last 16. So that's it. You need to be prepared for that. We cannot make the big. I mean, there's no reason to make the game bigger than it is. It is a big one. It's a quarterfinal in the Champions League. So no need for any other things.
David, I'm conscious we are going to go. I'll come back to you if there's another one. Just go around the room. Gentlemen, I think I've forgotten the name of your organisation. Possibly, if you'd like to ask you a question.
Well, do you think that one reason that makes these games so special?
That's the moment when you should stop. No problem.
Do you think that one of the reasons that make this game so special for the whole world is that we have here two teams that don't give up their styles, their ideas, their way of playing, either playing home or away?
Yeah. Yes. That's football. It's nice. It's good. But you have to defend with all you have, wherever it is, very deep, very high, whatever happens here, you have to defend. They are too good, and we are too good. Give us space, and we decide if we score or not. So with a little bit lucky or not, whatever. That's how it is. We are in front of the goalkeeper, whatever. That's how it is. That's the quality of my team, and they have that quality as well. And they have fantastic patterns, what they do constantly, stuff like that. So it's clear but difficult to defend, and it's a it will be a very interesting game. And so how always in football everything can happen. So close result, clear result. Everything is possible, but at the end, the only thing what's 100% sure, both teams need to invest everything what they have to have a chance to win it, and I'm fine with that.
Okay, we have got Andy Robertson coming in next few minutes to do the player side. Reminder, our training is 5:45.
Kenny Dalglish will be the interpreter. That's his joke, by the way, but
Manchester City's press conference is here at 4:30 and their training's here at 5, and then our training's at Melwood. We're going to take the last couple from Mr. Klopp before we go. Zed from Being, if there's any others, please raise your hand and I'll try and get to you. Yes, Zed.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, Zed.
Yeah, everyone's talking about City, how strong they are. You mentioned how strong they are, but do they have any weaknesses?
I wouldn't name them weaknesses, but they are not perfect, because that's not possible. That's it. But that's not the moment to speak about weaknesses. It's only about giving a few information and showing respect what we do. And I cannot win the game here. But we could lose it maybe here in the press conference with talking only bullshit. But cannot win it here. So I'm happy when it's over and I can go back to my team.
Okay. Apologies to anyone watching the live stream. Last two questions. Gentleman with his hand up.
Hey, Mr. Klopp, for a Brazilian television, Sports Interativo, we are in the middle of a big debate in Brazil, especially national team, to choose our main striker to the World Cup. And in this match tomorrow, we are probably going to have Firmino against Gabriel Jesus. My question is this a good match to them prove themselves, to the coach, for this position of the first team?
I don't think that these two players have to prove anything. They are outstanding good. For me, they are both world class. That's it. It's all about Tite to decide which kind of striker he wants to start. So that's all. I don't think if this would be the decisive game for your manager to decide about it, then it's his decision. But I don't think so. They are, how I said, both outstandingly good and both in a fantastic shape. So that's good. But I don't know exactly. But maybe Aguero is starting. Then you cannot make that comparison.
Okay, final question from the Manchester Evening News.
Jurgen, do you read anything into the fact that Guardiola's chosen to train here today? Usually City, ahead of European games, will always train at home. Now we know that they've got a very bad record here at Anfield. Do you read anything into that, and what sort of advantage could they give them if any?
That's a question for Pep. That's not a question for me. I have no clue. So we would have liked to train next week ahead of the away game at Man City as well, but we didn't get a pitch for the next morning. So no Manchester club could give us a training pitch for the next morning. So here, and I think Man City can train tomorrow at Goodison. That gives me something for Saturday, but nothing for now. So gives me some information for Saturday. No, I have no clue. Ask him and call me then and tell me.
Sorry, we're going to take one final question.
Have you got any recollection at all of the semi-final here in 2005 between Liverpool and Chelsea? Was that something that was at all on your radar?
No, I like all these things. That's all really cool. But this club is already so full of history, and we have to write our own history. So everybody knows pretty much everything. I meet people over the day, they can tell me each goal. Liverpool scored 37 years ago in the 56th minute. So that's, and I think there are 10 players who did that, and I can say the names. So that's all good, and I like that. But this team, we need to be proud of our history, but we need to create our own history. And so that's not, I did that a lot in the past with my former teams, showing, but they had not a lot of, not that Dortmund had a lot of history, and of course, but we did that before a cup game or whatever. But at one point you need to to do your own things. And the boys are ready. They are really looking forward to it. You could see it immediately after the last game. You could see it after the draw. We are ready for that. But at the end, it stays difficult. That's all.